Greetings to you all. I am Dr. Pratap Srivastava, Assistant Professor Botany in Swami Prasad Mukherjee College. I am here to discuss upon the functional specialization we observe in volvox. As you might be knowing or you have learnt in your previous classes that volvox is a colonial organism and the colony of volvox is called synobium, ठीक है, or synobia in plural, ठीक है. The synobium is a kind of colony which is a kind of permanent colony wherein all the cells are equal, be it size, shape or function, and they are always present in definite number in a colony. So if you see a volvox, you will find that the number of cells in a volvox species, because there are multiple species of volvox, you will find it almost fixed. Rather, I would better say it is fixed for sure. So the number of cells are fixed, and this fixity of cell number, similar types, similar size, shape, is actually what makes the colony of volvox a synobial, which is a way different from the other colonies what you observe in Chlamydomonas, what in certain conditions goes for simple assemblage of individuals of Chlamydomonas. Sometimes the parent and daughter is found together in a common matrix. So that in that case it is called as palmilloid. It may be permanent or it may be transient and temporary feature, but there lies a difference. In palmilla, this is not fixity of anything, be it size, shape or function. Okay, it's just an a way to get into some sort of assemblage to fulfill some kind of to survive under some kind of adversity, you might say it. So if you observe the volvox very minutely, then you will find that the cells which are actually the independent cells of the colony are actually chlamydomonad type, means they are very similar to Chlamydomonas. Okay, so you can say this volvox as simple an assemblage of Chlamydomonas, okay, in a particular fashion wherein they make a hollow ball like structure, and this is not actually hollow, this is filled up with the thin gelatinous mass. Okay, so this is a kind of multicellularity. This is a kind of multicellularity wherein all the cells of Chlamydomonas which are present at the periphery only with their flagella present in the outward direction, which actually help in the movement. They are just present at the periphery, but they are well connected. How they are connected? They are connected via cytoplasmic strands. Okay, so this connection between the cells in case of volvox particularly is of very importance, because this actually coordinates, does the function of coordination between the cells, and through which this volvox can perform a directional movement. So somewhere this volvox is more advanced as compared to Chlamydomonas, but if you see individually, the individual cell of the volvox colony or the thallus is similar to Chlamydomonas, as the function which Chlamydomonas perform, all the vital functions, this is also performed independently by the cells involved in the volvox colony. Okay, so sometimes it is said that volvox colony is similar to assemblage of similar and independent cells of Chlamydomonas. Okay, and if you see volvox, then you will find that all the cells of the volvox are first hand vegetative. Okay, but there is polarity. It means there are some cells which are actually designated to go into the reproduction, and those cells are always present at the posterior end of the cell. This posteriority is actually created in this colony as a part of functional specialization. Okay, and on that behalf we are getting into the division of labor, because if there is any kind of separation between the vegetative and reproductive stakeholders in a colony which is actually a thallus, then definitely there is a functional specialization, and the posterity is actually determined at the very early phase when the colony develops, colony of the volvox develops either from asexually as a daughter colony or from sexual means. So, what the reason which is actually called the phylopore, when we see the development of this daughter colony, that reason is actually represents the posterior end of the volvox colony, and this posterior end is also different in terms that the cells present at those particular regions are not having eye spot in contrast to the all the vegetative cells. Okay. So, it is the posteriority on that part this colony of volvox is said to be having some sort of polarity. Okay. And this also brings into the platform the evidence of functional specialization in volvox, okay, which is very important criteria at a very primitive stage, where from we can understand that how a multicellular organisms might have developed. Okay. So, these posterior cells are actually responsible for making of the sexual structure, be it asexual structure, which we know as gonidia, which actually goes into the making of daughter colony via various longitudinal divisions and then inversion. And similarly, then the posterior cells is also responsible for the making of gametangia, be it antheridia or oogonia, and then thereby further the development of daughter colony via the meiotic division in the zygote itself. Okay. So, herein you see a kind of polarity in volvox, anterior and posterior ends are clear. You also see a kind of division of labor which is very primitive, not for multiple things, but for few simple and very important reason, like one helping out in vegetative growth and survival, and the second one is helping out in reproduction particularly. So, there is a kind of distinctiveness in the colony itself, and that is decided, that is determined. So, it is a kind of division of labor. Okay. To make things easy, what we see in a very comprehensive manner when we move up in the phylum or division. Okay. So, these cells which actually are present at the posterior end and helping out in the reproductive function, whether be it asexual means or via sexual means, they are quite different. They are quite different in the sense you can simply observe it, you can simply perceive it under the microscope, because they are quite a way bigger. You can say that it is more than 5 times bigger than the vegetative cells. They do not have flagella because their function is now decided. They do not need to get into the coordination for a particular kind of flapping to move the colony forward, and they are having very dense cytoplasm, and as well as they are having very dense nuclei and larger nuclei, I would say. And this distinction is actually responsible, or is actually a necessity of a cell to get into the making of any kind of reproductive structure, because then only the nucleus becomes active, so thereby it becomes quite big, and the cytoplasmic activity, various metabolic transcription and the related activity goes on increasing. That is why you see quite a dense cytoplasm, and the size is definitely a bigger one because of that kind of activity, because now it is going to make a next generation. And that is why in all the domains, whatever you read, you will find that the cells which are involved in sex in the reproduction function, they are always bigger. It's a very common fact. So, in this adult colony, you will see that there is wide distinction between the cells, vegetative cells as well as the reproductive cells, and because of the polarity, it is also quite clear. Okay. So, here you see a quite classical example of division of labor at a very simple manner in this colony of volvox. Okay. And if you see volvox, then you will also find very elaborate kind of oogamy, and you know that in sexual process, which happens via multiple means, hologamy, autogamy, then isogamy and isogamy, then oogamy is the very last step in the advancement of sexual reproduction, wherein the eggs are larger without any flagella and the sperms are very small with flagella. Okay. So, it is a quite a contrast between these two entities. So, this kind of reproduction where the ova is actually responsible for making of anything. So, only the sperm contributes the genome, and the fusion of these two brings out the fertilization, and then zygote, and then the meiotic division to restore the haploid in the thallus of the volvox, and then the making of daughter colony. So, if you see the volvox very clearly, you will find that that Volvox represents the most elaborate kind of synovial form. Okay, most elaborate, it simply means you see here a functional specialization, and when you say functional specialization, it's a meaning, it gives a sense of division of labor, though in a very simplistic manner for a very particular single reason, but you find it over there. Okay, so here Volvox represents the most elaborate kind of synovial forms with considerable advancement. So it represents a very classic example, and you may all understand very properly that how the multicellular organisms must have evolved from the unicellular organisms, okay, and what actually have been involved in this particular process, okay, and certainly it is a functional specialization at the very bottom of it, leading to the division of labor of a very complex type with a sequential advancement, okay. So I think you must have understood that this evolution line have very fundamentally the involvement of division of labor or functional specialization, and after that it is coordination, what you observe here very prominently when you see the movement in the Volvox colony, okay. So because of this cytoplasmic connectivity, it it moves very very coordinated movement is shown over here. So in Volvox you can see all those fundamental features which are actually helping the organisms to evolve, leading from unicellular organisms to complex multicellular forms. Thank you.